Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of Valpo Football Weekly, presented by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. Brandon Vickery with you. Glad to be joined by the head coach of the Valpo football program, Andy Waddle. A lot to talk about after an exciting finish to a senior day victory over Stetson on Saturday. And maybe let's start, we'll get to the game itself in a minute, but let's start with what transpired after the game ended. What was just the emotion like for you? What
Yeah,
was that moment like of singing the fight song and the victory bell and seeing the elation of your players at the end of the game on Saturday?
yeah, it was awesome. I mean, certainly not exactly the way that you want to start out a game, going down, 17 at half and then letting them extend that lead. Um, but just the guys continuing to believe and continue to battle and fight was pretty special. And then after the game, just all the hugs and whatnot. I mean, bear hugging, almost got sore, just because so many guys were excited and sharing that moment together. I think bonds them closer together and as a team and all of us kind of closer together, having that shared experience where we really went out and did something truly special. So happy for them and happy for the program.
Taking back to after you scored the first touchdown, I know mathematically and the way it played out, it seems like a no-brainer to go for two, but at that point you needed two more touchdowns, all three two-point conversions, and had to hold them scoreless for the rest of regulation. Was there any consideration of just making the score closer, or did you have the exact situation that ended up playing out in your mind when you decided to go for two and get to eight and make it a two-score game at that point?
I mean, what's the harm in going for two at that stage in the game? If you don't get it, then you still have a chance to, go get another one, and then the field goal makes everything, back to even if so I just think knowing that that gave us the easiest path. And I mean, when you're down 24-0, Brandon, there's not an easy path. So, but that was the easiest path because you only needed two more scores, um, as opposed to making it still a three-score game.
The block punt was a huge play in the game.
Huge play.
Take me through that. What did you see on that, and how important was it?
Yeah, they'd kind of come out in that look, and we really thought that we'd be able to get it off the edge. They blocked it a little bit different, so Coach RJ made a small adjustment on the backside, which you know, and then Nick was able to go and get the block. And honestly, I think if Nick doesn't get the block, Silas is right there to maybe also get the block. So we had a really good pressure on that scheme. They changed their scheme after that, got into a tighter look, but um, big play in the game. We thought that you know we thought that we would be able to do something in that particular unit, and sure enough, we were able to go get the block.
All right, let's get to the last drive. What did you see from your quarterback? What did you see from your team during that 95-yard drive at the end of regulation?
Man, holy smokes, right? I know I joked earlier, that like we went into a 2-minute drive with Nathan Downey earlier in the season to win the game. And that was Nathan's first 2-minute drive, I think, as in practice, right? Whatever. And obviously, it's his first. Rowan's taken a lot of 2-minute drives, but in practice, right? We do them every week, but ones and twos. So he and Karan both have had opportunities to run the 2-minute drill, but I never put them, inside the 5-yard line and down, down eight, right? And less than 50 seconds left to go in the game. So just a really outstanding um, drive put together by him and the rest of the guys, and um, good play calls by Coach Florence, and man, but the guys executed, and that's play calls are play calls. Execution, that's where the mastery is, right? We're going to try to put like them in good situations coach is going to try to do that, but the ability to go out and execute it, that was really special. But and seeing them do that, watching the guys get up and give the ball to the official, just so we're not losing any time there, and you're getting the first downs, right? So we stopped the clock, and we had a couple things go our way and made the most of them.
A lot of excitement on Saturday. Now a chance to build on it this Saturday. What have you learned in your time here so far about the importance of the Hoosier Helmet rivalry game, and what can you tell us about the Butler team that you'll face this Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, this is a big deal for us. We want to bring the helmet back to Valpo. We want to, start, in this season with the right way and kick us into the next season. But with that rivalry trophy, I think will be, huge momentum for our guys, but also just a ton of pride to bring that back to Valpo. And so we're excited to go down to Indianapolis and play and get a chance to, for a lot of our guys, it's a little bit closer to home for them being, Central Indiana guys. Obviously, we have a lot of guys from all over, but they're excited to get down there and play. I think we're all looking forward to the game and expecting us to go out and play, hopefully the way that we did in the second half and put together a great performance and come away with a W.
There he is, the head coach of the Valpo football program, Andy Waddle. Big game on Saturday. Means a lot, of course, to the Valpo alumni. And we'll see if the Beacons can secure the Hoosier helmet, noon Central Time, 1 o'clock Eastern on Saturday. Hope to see a lot of you in Indianapolis. And we'll talk to you again next time on Valpo Football Weekly, presented by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute.